Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, West New Yorkers, to the first West New York Real Talk show. You've seen the newspaper, now here's the show, where we discuss the West New York political climate and anything else West New York. Real Talk. Okay.
Hello, West New Yorkers. My name is Jose Alcantara.
I'm Frank Ferrero.
And I'm Danny Perales.
And this is Real Talk. Today we're going to discuss some of the things that are going on in West New York. Why we're doing what we're doing, why you're seeing this video on Facebook. We're going to try to clear everything up for the West New Yorkers that are watching this. First and foremost, we're trying to get 2 questions on the ballot. We're trying to put 2 questions on the ballot so that West New York could vote for them, yes or no. We are collecting signatures for these 2 questions because that is the process in which we would place it on the ballot. The 2 questions that we're trying to put on the ballot are, do you want an elected school board? And do you want a mayor-council form of government? And we'll give you some of the reasons why both of these things, both of these questions could improve West New York tremendously. Danny, you want to explain to them a little bit about what the differences that mayor-council will bring in?
Well, Frank, mayor-council will bring a lot of changes to our town. The first dramatic change we would see is we would actually have the people of West New York will be represented by somebody in town hall. Currently, all our commissioners are just heads of departments here in town. Each section of town would elect a person to represent that side of town, and then if there was any problems or anything they needed to get resolved, they can go see that person directly. Right now, it really doesn't work like that.
That person serves as like a little mini mayor.
Basically, like he would basically run that neighborhood. He's in charge
That
of
ward.
That ward.
West New York has 3 wards.
Yes.
3 wards. So we would have 3 ward council people.
Yes.
But
And
now,
2 council people elected by the whole city also.
Those are your 2 council at large.
2 council at large.
So in total, we will have 5 council people who would represent the residents in town hall when we can't be there to stand up for ourselves. These people are the ones that are going to represent the neighborhood, the community,
and be the voice for the people, which we've been missing, all these years and this whole time here in West York. Forever.
Yeah, forever. With this dictatorship form of commission form that we have now.
Yes.
In the commission form, you brought up a great point. In the commission form of government, as we have now, we elect 5 commissioners. One of these commissioners is elected by them, by that group, to be the mayor. And the other 4 commissioners get to run a department. One gets to run the DPW, one runs the Parks and Recreation, one gets Revenue and Finance, one gets public safety. But the problem with this is, not one of those commissioners has the experience to run that type of department. It's like putting myself or any of you guys to go run Toys R Us, a multi-million-dollar corporation. These people have never done that before. These people got into politics to represent us, but they're in a system that they're not representing us. We have no representation. If we have an issue, you got to go to the mayor. And we got a part-time mayor that's only there on Fridays, if that, and barely gets anything done for the people. This council person form, just the representation alone, forget about the full-time mayor, forget about all the other advantages, just the representation and the local representation that it brings in. It's just, it's worth having. Like, if we had to pay for it, we should get it. But guess what? It's free. We could do this on our own. We, the people, can make this happen. All we have to do is collect signatures, get it on the ballot, and vote yes for it. And automatically, West New York will have mayor-council form of government. West New York will have an election immediately under this mayor-council format. We'll get rid of this horrible administration that we have, and West New York will be a brand new town under a new form of government that, you know, it's nothing new. It's new for West New York, but in reality, what, 90% of the towns in New Jersey work under a mayor-council format.
Yeah, West New York is still living in the past. You know, the mayor-council is the government of today, modern times. You know, technology era where there's groups of citizens. You know, big.
What's funny is I have a list here of all the cities in New Jersey who still work on commission form of government. It's funny. There is only 7 cities in the whole state that still work on this ancient commission form of government. Right here, only 7 cities left. Lyndhurst, Millville, North Bergen, Nutley, Ridgefield Park, Union City, and West New York. And what's crazier is that 3 of those commission forms of government left in the whole state of New Jersey are here in Hudson County. The rest of the state, any town that you could probably think of, runs on mayor-council. I mean, here's the list for mayor-council. If we could show you here, let me hold some of these up because there's a lot of them. This is what runs on mayor-council. All these cities. I mean, we'll shoot some out to you that you'll recognize. Cherry Hill, Clark, East Brunswick, Edison, Elizabeth, Newark, Jersey City, Hoboken. Anybody want to help me out here? Name me some cities.
Woodbridge,
Mawa,
Wayne,
Long Branch,
Bergen,
Trenton,
North Caldwell,
Teaneck,
North Plainfield,
Harrison,
Old Bridge,
Montclair,
Brick Township, Berkeley Township,
Bayonne,
Atlantic City, Weehawken, Gothenburg, for God's sake. So, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel here with mayor-council format. We're not rocket scientists. We didn't come up with this. We didn't pull it out of our hat. We didn't invent this. This is what's norm in the state. What we have is what's ancient. It's a dictatorship rule. One person with too much power. And you know what they say? Absolute power corrupts absolutely. And we're witnessing this firsthand. And with that, well, right before we go into some of the issues that we're having here in town, we'll also give you a quick brief on the other question we're trying to put on the ballot, which is elected school board. That one's really a no-brainer. And we'll let Toby break that down for you a little bit. Jose.
Hello, West New Yorkers. First, I'll speak about the other question that we're trying to put on the ballot, which is whether the residents of West New York will like to have an elected school board. As of right now, our school board is appointed. Our Frank and Danny were discussing about the mayor council, about the commission form of government, and how the mayor has so much control. He also has control over the school board because he has the power to appoint the members of the school board. And with that being said, he appoints members who are not qualified for these positions. He appoints political friends who will, if he wants to pass something or hire someone or fire, he can easily do it because he has members in the school board who have his ear and his political interests.
Well, he has his political cronies on the school board.
Yeah.
I mean, the latest school board member is Sylvia Costa, his right-hand man.
Yeah, who actually owes our town $500,000 in fines.
It's more than that by now.
Yeah. And there's also Vargas. Commissioner Vargas is a part of the school board, and he doesn't attain a GED. How does that make any sense? How can you be a member of the school board and not obtain a GED?
Well, he hasn't provided as to date his GED. And they were going to fire him twice, but twice it got brushed underneath the table. And to date, the board hasn't given us any confirmation that he ever even presented a GED. The positions they created for Clara Herrera, the salaries that they're paying these people, Clara Herrera, like $185,000. $185,000.
Falta's getting paid over $200,000.
Falta over $200,000. I think I have to check this as far as factual, but I'm pretty positive. I've heard that our school superintendent, John Faldo, makes more money than New York City Chancellor of Schools. New York City Chancellor of Schools, I'm sure, runs over 1,000 schools. West New York is 1 square mile with what? 8 schools?
Yeah. Less than 10.
Less than 10 schools.
Less than 10 schools.
So with an elected school board, we the people elect the school board members. These people will now have to come and knock on your door and say, hey, I'm Jose Alcantara, and I want to run for school. I'm running for school board. Would you please vote for me? This is what I'm going to do while I'm a member of the school board. This is what I want to do for the children. This is my platform. Please vote for me. Now, these people are going to come and knock on your door. This is democracy. This is, these will be people that we vote for. Hey, if we vote the wrong people in,
they're accountable for their actions.
we can vote them out next time, but it'll be our fault. It's better than having a dictator dictate to us who are the school board members. Remember, people, the school board controls our kids' futures, our teachers and crossing guards and custodian salaries, and a $130 million budget. $130 million is a lot of money. Our teachers are complaining that they don't have pencils and crayons, that they're buying it out of their own pocket. How is that possible? We have $130 million. We should have pencils and crayons from here to California with that kind of money. It's ridiculous what's going on our school board. It needs to get fixed. This power needs to be taken away from our dictator, and we need an elected school board, ladies and gentlemen. And now we'll go on into the rest of the topics. Some of the topics, some of the problems, some of the issues that that are going on in West New York. But first and foremost, I'd like to let everybody know our new issue of Real Talk newspaper is out. We will be distributing it throughout West New York. Catch us on any street corner, or you can come by our office, 6128 Park Avenue, pick up a copy. We always have copies outside the door, so even if we're closed, you can grab a copy of the newspaper. And again, you'll see us around town handing them out if you want a copy. Let's go through the newspaper. Let's talk about some of the things that are in the newspaper. First page article is the crazy salaries of the 2 town attorneys, Joe DeMarco and Gil Garcia.
Well, he's not even the town attorney, he's the administrator.
Oh, administrator. He used to be the town attorney.
They're always switching
their positions. The big problem here, though, is Gil Garcia. This guy, as arrogant as he is, he doesn't give a damn what the people have to say at public meetings. This guy is raping our town. We added up. He gets paid $150,000 a year. That's his salary. On top of his salary, he bills the town for extra services, for extra work that he has to do, for going to court, for representing us in lawsuits, which we'll get to in a minute.
Doing research,
phone calls, writing letters, meetings. He bills the town for everything. Some of his town bills that we have Oprah probably about 2 years worth of his billings. And you're talking about February of 2013, he billed the town for $37,000. In January, it was $35,000. And they're all up there. December, $16,000. November, $23,000. October, $20,000. This guy has billed the town of West New York for extra services beyond his $150,000 a year salary. In approximately 2 years, he has probably billed over $750,000, ladies and gentlemen. This guy is the West New York $1 million man. This guy is making close to $1 million off our taxpayers' money. And for what? For what? This guy This is the same guy who created the sign ordinance to 3 months later repeal it. So this guy's not that bright. This guy's no power genius attorney. And honestly, he's a joke. You know, for us regular folks to be able to knock down an ordinance that he introduced and he called bulletproof, the guy's a joke. But this guy is taking our town to the bank. So anyway, that's our
Page one.
Page one.
Oh, my favorite, Sylvia Acosta, page number 2.
This.
Right. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Talk about page 3. Actually, page 3. We have a story on Sylvia Acosta. You want to talk about what the story is worth?
I have to read it real fast.
Okay.
Basically, the story, Silvio Acosta, since like we said, he is the mayor's right-hand man. He has a car, and what we did, we actually exposed him in driving one of those police cars, and we got them to give the police car back. Of course, they gave him another police car, but we still got one of the brand new police cars that the town paid for with PBA money. And we took a few snaps of him and got him doing the picture and some pictures there. Like I said, he's not driving that vehicle anymore, but you can still find him driving another cop's vehicle.
Yeah, this guy's driving a police. Well, the first car, the car that he got taken away, was one of the brand new police cars. The PBA had bought it with their money, and Roque commandeered it for his puppet master. Basically, you know, Sylvia Acosta had federal charges on him back from 2007, 2009. He turned state's evidence to get off on bribery charges. He was a construction official. You know, so he never got indicted. Nothing ever happened. But the testimony's there. The testimony's there. We've provided it online before, and it's still on there. Sylvia Acosta was wrapped up in a building bribery scandal. This man also took a 2-family home and converted it to a 6-family with no permits whatsoever. Now wait, he knows about permits because he was a building construction official, so he knows what the process is. He knows how illegal it is. He went ahead and did it anyway. The town fined him in upwards of $500,000. As of recent, those fines accrue interest every week, every month. I don't know exactly how it accrues, but it does. So those fines could be anywhere in the $700,000 range by now, and he hasn't paid a penny towards these fines. Now, Gil Garcia and Roque tried to pull a fast one, saying that it was DCA, and the DCA said it wasn't them, it was Roque, and it was West New York's responsibility. But nevertheless, they tried to sweep it under the rug, and he hasn't paid a penny to those fines yet. Sylvia Acosta also runs the DPW. This man doesn't have the certifications required to run a DPW department. And now he's a school board member. It's just crazy. It smacks in our faces the blatant things that this administration is doing with our town. We'll go on to the next story. Just to give you, we have a few letters from some residents in here. Some residents have sent us letters of what they think of this administration or what they think of Dr. Roque. And on page 4, we have some of those letters from residents. Page 6, we talk about tax abatements. Really good article. Tax abatements are probably the biggest problem with our town right now. This administration and prior administrations have given out tax abatements to wealthy developers who are going to make millions and millions of dollars on their development, but our administration has given them tax breaks. Although these people are going to make millions of dollars, we didn't need to attract them to build here. You know, tax abatements are supposed to be to attract developers to blighted sections or blighted buildings. Tax abatements became popular in Newark, in Elizabeth, in Irvington, where they needed a little bit of extra help to attract developers. We don't need to attract developers. We could throw a rock to Manhattan. Developers want to develop here because it's profitable to develop here. So we didn't need to cut these people, these developers that are going to make millions of dollars. We didn't need to give them tax breaks. But there's an article on tax abatements, and there'll be further articles on tax abatements in our next issue. We talk about an ordinance and about mayor, council, and board of education on the next 2 pages. We have an ad on there for one of our sponsors, Caesar Construction. Check that out. Great construction company, very reliable. And the last page on here is West New York's dirty streets, West New York's garbage problem, all leading back to who's running the DPW. Why are our streets so dirty? Because we have a person that doesn't know what they're doing running our DPW. The workers don't want to work for this guy. They're fed up. This guy is not a good person. He's a very bad person. Our streets are looking horrible. The garbage doesn't get picked up. The streets aren't being swept. There's graffiti everywhere.
Going to the parks, there's no swings, graffiti in the parks. The parks are really dirty. Bergen Line, our main avenue, is a junkyard at night. The garbage is all over the floor.
It is. Have you walked from West New York into Union City?
Well, as soon as I noticed, once I leave West New York, it's just clean. It goes from a dirty area to automatically clean within the next block.
It's incredible that you can visibly see the difference. It's really incredible that all you have to do is stand on 49th Street, look towards Union City and see how clean it is, look back to West New York and say, what the hell is the problem? What is going on? It's a big issue. It's a big issue.
We also have a really big traffic issue in town, the parking authority. Supposedly they're in a deficit of a couple $1 million. However, they're giving ticket blitzes. There are residents who come into our town. They live here about 6 months, and they want to move because they just can't take our parking authority.
Yeah,
they're getting ticketed every night. There's no parking. Residents have to drive around for 2-3 hours at night to look for parking, and that's incredible.
Yeah, you have a lot of people moving here from New York. You have a lot of people moving here because it's a nice area, and those people are running away within 6 months' time. If they own a car, who in their right mind is going to drive around the block for 2 or 3 hours to find a parking space? That's unheard of. And then if you park in the wrong spot, there's tickets being given out 24 hours a day. The ticket blitz that's going on in West New York right now is incredible. If you don't pay for your ticket, they suspend your license within 3 months. A license suspension over a parking ticket. They don't care about the residents. They don't care if they're really hurting us. They just don't give a damn. They're just giving tickets like it was Christmas presents.
But since our parking authority is at a deficit of $2 million, why doesn't the town shut down that company or conglomerate the company?
Why not get rid of them? Let's get rid of the parking authority. Let's combine them with the police department.
People in the police department could easily just go around giving tickets instead of these.
No, you don't want to. Maybe not get rid of the people there, but integrate them into the police department, giving tickets as part of the police department. Integrate some of the other employees to the DPW for the street sweeping stuff.
Yeah.
Let's give tickets for residential parking from 9 to 12. Let's open up the corners after midnight. Even bus stops. And the buses on the back streets don't run past midnight. Let people park there till the morning.
Oh, they won't even do that because you'll get a ticket.
No, it's like a $73 ticket.
Yeah,
it's not cheap. You got people in West New York that make $73 a day. You know, West New York is not a rich community. The people in West New York are mostly lower income to you know, poor, to poverty level. And the abuse is hurting a lot of people. And a lot of people are feeling it.
It all leads back to Roque and you know, just everything, his whole band of cronies that he has, you know, and everything that he's been doing, which has forced our town into this situation. You know, not our past administrations, you know, they weren't the best neither, but still, you know, what people have really opened their eyes now, especially with Roque doing everything that he's doing, you know, and people still don't know.
Yeah, well, our past administration raised taxes 38%. People were going nuts. And now people are actually wishing that they had that administration back because this one's been so far worse. But people, please understand this. It's not good for us to go back to administration that already has proven to us that they couldn't progress our city. Okay? You know, I urge you to please, when it comes down to election time, take a look at the choices that you're going to have. And judge these politicians, judge these people by their actions. These people are great talkers. These politicians, man, they'll convince you, they'll sell you the George Washington Bridge. But if we get smart and we start judging them by their actions, then that'll speak a little bit clearer. You know, actions speak louder than words. What have you done for West New York? What have you done? What did you do? I know you're saying you're going to do this, and that, but what have you done? What did you do?
West New York, I feel, has not progressed at all. It hasn't even stayed neutral. I felt like it's just been going backwards in the past, you know, this past administration.
And we'll keep on going backwards until Roque goes to jail, until he's out.
I will keep going backwards until we have a mayor council form of government. That's what we need.
Yeah.
In order for us to progress, we need a mayor council form of government.
We do. That's the only way. Yeah,
that's the only way we're ever going to make real changes to this town.
Agreed. 100% agreed. You know, a mayor council form of government will give you these community leaders that, you know, will be your council people. And these council people are going to represent the people. They're not going to represent the mayor. They're not going to let the mayor get away with crap that's going to make them look bad. These people are going to represent the residents. And if they don't, we could elect them out. I'll tell you a real quick fact. Most of our presidents, most of our senators, congress people, all derived from being a council person. And they've moved up the ladder of politics. But they've all pretty much started as a council person. You know, a majority of them. It gives you that representative knowledge. It teaches you that you're there as a civil servant. You are there to serve the people of your town. You are controlling the town's people's monies. This is not your money. It's our money. It's the residents' money that you're controlling and you're spending and so forth. And when you give all that power to one person with no checks and balances, well, no need to tell anybody. We see what's going on in West New York. Everybody's seeing what's going on in West New York. The whole United States is seeing what's going on in West New York. We're a mess.
You know, our mayor's indicted. You know,
yeah,
we have an indicted mayor. You know, and Chris Christie, our governor, mentioned that once you're indicted, he feels that you should resign automatically because you have a big burden over your shoulder and you can't make decisions effectively or rationally when you have that indictment stigma on you.
Very true. Oh, you know, he's indicted. His trial's the 23rd, July 23rd. But let me tell you something. There's a little rumorville going around that his son will take the blame or go to jail, whatever the case may be, and then he might walk away scot-free. I don't know, but if that happens, yeah, you know, if that happens, this man is the lowest form of life on earth.
How you could let your own son go to jail?
Yeah,
you know, take your own blame, because at the end of the day, the mayor told his son to shut down these websites.
Yes. There was text messages we've all read the FBI, the court transcripts. There's text messages from Roque to his son. What can we do about this website? And the website's getting shut down.
And not only that, like, you know, and the son will listen because every son has allegiance to their father, and they will feel that their father will guide them in the right direction. And he probably felt safe making these type of moves because his father told him to.
And because his father's a mayor.
Yeah, and exactly. He felt like what Gil Garcia said, bulletproof, because his father was the mayor. And it's wrong that the fact that, you know, that Roque will actually allow his son to go to jail. And not only that, Roque mentioned himself that, you know, he'll be happy to go to jail because he'll learn so much.
He can read books and he can exercise.
Yeah, he can. Yeah. You know,
the guy's really despicable. I mean, totally despicable. You know, if this guy lets his son go to jail, that would be the most despicable act I've ever seen taken by a father. Like, what father lets his child go to jail? But wait, he already involved his child in a crime. His son is 20-something years old, has his future ahead of him. He graduated out of, some academy in Texas where Roque graduated out of too, military academy. Maybe the kid wanted to be a lawyer. Listen, that's all gone now. If he pleads guilty to any crime, it's all gone. What kind of job is he going to get? Every job nowadays, at least any good job nowadays, checks your criminal record. You screwed up your son's future. Instead of just taking the blame from day one and saying, that's what I would do. And first of all, I wouldn't go do things or commit a crime with my daughter. And let's just hypothetically say I was stupid enough to do something like that. You're damn right I'm going to take the blame and tell him, hey, she didn't do anything. It was all me. At least that's what a real father does. I know every father watching this, you're thinking the same thing. There's not one father out there that you're going to ask and he's going to say, let my son go to jail for me.
It's not very far-fetched that he will let his son go to jail and hurt his son's future, because he's been hurting the future of the residents of the town. He's been making poor decisions for us. He's been taking money away, and not only taking money, he's also been putting people who are not qualified for positions to run certain departments.
Like I said, it's just on our next episode we'll know for sure what's really gonna happen.
Yeah. Next one we'll know what's going on with that.
We'll see what happens.
We touched base before on Gil Garcia and all the billings that he does for extra cases that have to be taken to court or litigation. But what's really funny here is that West New York has now more lawsuits than ever. Like it's almost like they're creating lawsuits so Gil Garcia could get paid extra money. Because they're firing people that they know they have no rights to fire. They're demoting people just because they're political. They're political backers of another candidate. Which, it's illegal. It's going to create a lawsuit. They know that. They're opening up cases that have been settled in the past and bringing them back to court. And all this is resulting is Gil's not beating them, not gaining, any money back for our town. All it's doing is creating more billables for Gil Garcia and his law firm. So that's just an intuition of mine, let's say. Okay?
But also, walking around the streets of West New York, I don't feel very safe because I never see a police car anywhere. We also have the lowest numbers of police officers in our town's history. How much is it? I believe it was 89, 88, something like that.
I thought it was 98. I thought it was 98 officers, but
98 officers, even 98 officers to govern almost 50,000 residents, that's still a really low number.
It's the lowest amount of police officers West New York ever had. I did some research on it. Back in 1996, West New York had 116 officers. From there, we went all the way up to about 124, and this is the lowest we've ever been in probably over 20, 30 years. We have 98 police officers on the force, but that's not the whole bad part. What's even worse is that these 98 cops half of them are supervisors, lieutenants, sergeants,
Also,
captains.
they're not even on the street.
They're not street cops, yeah. That's why you don't see. You know, I've been told on some nights there's 2 cops on duty.
Wow.
You know, we've been lucky. You know, nothing serious, crazy has happened. But yeah, our police is at an all-time low. They just they got rid of the old police director. I wonder what happened there. He retired. All of a sudden, he just went into retirement, right? You know, after being police director, not even 6 months. And now they put in, I don't even know his last name. They put in Bob as the news director. Very great guy.
Antelos.
You know, Bob Antelos, who's a really good guy. I wish him the best of luck, because he's got some really tough people that he has to work for. He's such a good guy that I don't know how long he's going to be able to last with these piece of craps, as I call them. But anyway, what else you want to discuss on this session of Real Talk? The parks, we touched base on the parks and the streets being super dirty. The dog poop. There's dog crap everywhere you go. You know, once again, back to our DPW. Our DPW here is that this administration is inept. This administration is a failure. This administration could be there until 2015. If this administration stays there to 2015, West New York is going to end up in deep trouble. Now, we could get them out. We could get this administration out by next year. If we collect enough signatures for a mayor-council form of government and place this question on the ballot in November, and the people vote yes, next year there will be an election for a new mayor and 5 council people under a new form of government, under the most popular form of government in the state and in the United States, mayor-council form of government. Our town desperately needs this. So West New York, please sign the petition, come out and vote yes for mayor-council and elected school board, and let's get some good people in office, and let's get West New York progressing. Any last words, guys?
Not at all. No.
Well, with that said, thank you for watching our little show here.
And until next time, we'll see you later.